Vanakkam, I'm Siva.
And I'm Daya.
And this is Virutcham,
a podcast where we document our learnings about the culture and language of Tamil.
And this is the third episode of our series. Today we're going to talk about a special person. He's special for his work he has done for Tamil literature.
Absolutely, yes, a very important person in the history of Tamil literature. Everyone may have heard about his work, if not really know about his work in detail. They definitely would have heard of the word Thirukkural. And so upon hearing the word Thirukkural, many of you may already know who we're about to talk about, and that is none other than
Valluvar,
aka Thiruvalluvar.
Yeah. So the part Thiru came after that. It was added to his name as a
means of respect.
Respect, yeah.
Absolutely. It's like a prefix that Tamils add when they're, for example, we say sir or honorable. Similarly, in Tamil, we have the word Thiru for men. And then for women, we have Thirumadi? Yes. Okay. All right, let's get back to Thiruvalluvar.
Okay. So, if you guys have no idea who it is a Tamil poet and philosopher who lived in the 4th century BCE. There is different accounts for that as to when he lived, but the mainly adapted version says that it's from the 4th century BCE. He's known famously for his main work, which is Thirukkural.
Absolutely. And
what is Thirukkural?
That's a very good question. It is, you can say that it's even a guideline to live a good life. And so it comes with various categories, and it's something that everyone can relate to in a way, and so everyone can resonate with. If not all of the Thirukkurals, there's at least one Thirukkural in there that will change your life in a way if you were to actually take that in and live by it.
Exactly. So we'll talk about Thirukkural in a bit. And we'll also be dedicating an episode for Thirukkural because there's a lot to talk about. There'll be multiple parts dedicated to just Thirukkural. But today we are talking about the man himself. And he has had other names and he has given other names over the time. And we will list some of them here. One goes Mudar Pavalar.
Right. And then there's Deva Pulavar.
Mathanupangi.
Nayanar,
Poyil Pulavar,
Poyyamoli Pulavar,
Tevar,
and Perunavalar.
Yeah, and there's conflicting ideas like from various authors about the origin of the name and like his profession. Mm-hmm. Certain people call him farmer because he is very knowledgeable in farming, and he brings up good points on his work, right?
Absolutely.
And some of them think he was he should have worked in the for the king. Like he has like good war techniques. So he has a wide knowledge base, right? So and he shares with the rest of the world in the name of Thirukkural.
Right, through the means of Thirukkural. And that's a very good point that you brought up. As a teacher, I listen to some of the Thirukkural I read and I think, oh man, he must have been a teacher. And like you said, you listen to other Thirukkural and you would have thought that he was a farmer or he would have worked for the king. And so because his work sort of resonates with everyone, that is the main reason as to why there's these conflicting ideas, and also just because he is from 4th century BCE, it's really hard to tell. There's very minimal evidence, and it's just applicable to many, if not all, occupations and people. And I think it's one of the main reasons as to why there's these conflicting ideas.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about his personal life a little bit. His wife's name is Vasaki, and they said to have lived in Mylapore, which is a place near current Chennai.
Right, Chennai in South India.
South India, yeah. It's a city in southern part of India, which is Tamil Nadu.
One of the states.
One of the states.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll dive right into Thirukkural. Now, we have mentioned this very briefly in our very first episode, when we had mentioned that the Thirukkural, there are 1,337 worded couplets. And how many sections are there?
I think there are 133, and each of them contain 10 couplets, right?
Okay.
And it's interesting how he has devised the sections, and he has 38 sections on Aram, which is moral and cosmic order.
I see.
And their next 70 are for Pural, which is political and economical matters, right? And the rest 25 of them is for Kama, for pleasure and love and everything else.
Marital life,
Yeah,
right?
marital life. And he has very good stuff to tell the world. Like even some of the couplets, it's very relevant at this time and age.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we can talk about the other names that Thirukkural has been given over time. Yeah. So Thirukkural is obviously the main sort of name that we all know of, or many of us know of.
Yeah.
But other than that, there is Uttaravedam.
Yeah, Uttaravedam, which means ultimate Veda, basically. Yeah.
I see. Okay, and then after Uttaravedam we have Poyyamoli,
which translates to the falseless word.
Okay, and then Vayurai Valthu,
which is truthful praise.
Okay, and then Deva Noor.
Yeah, the divine book.
Okay, Podumarai.
The common Veda.
Muppal.
The threefold path.
And, okay, so there's Tamil Marai.
The Tamil Veda.
Alright.
And then there are the couple names, Iradi Nool, Van Marai, Ulaha Podumarai. And there's like names given to it.
Right.
The thing is, I need to mention that this 1330 couplets is what's remaining of what was left from some of the couplets he had written. People say that it was destroyed for various reasons, like in wars or people rioting and like trying to destroy Tamil work and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Right? This is what remained and was compiled into a proper book.
If you've seen the first and second episode, you would have known that we shared one Thirukkural at the end, and we're going to continue to do that with each of our episodes. And so today, Arivinmai inmayul inmai piridinmai inmaya vayyadulagu,
which means the want of wisdom is the greatest of all wants, but that of wealth the world will not regard as such.
Okay, so now, as mentioned earlier, we will be dedicating a few episodes to Thirukkural. Maybe not one right after another, but we will eventually get to those episodes. But we felt that it was very important to at least talk about Thiruvalluvar earlier on. If we find more information in the future, we will maybe even dedicate another episode to Valluvar himself, because there is ongoing research on Valluvar and they're trying to find more about him. But this is what we have for now. We'll catch you on another episode of Virutcham. Nandri.
Vanakkam.